Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and tonight we are here to start a new series of videos where we are going to do dinner and a movie. It sounds self-explanatory, but what I'm going to do is every week we are going to pair up a meal that is themed along with whichever movie we are spotlighting that week. And tonight we are using Criterion's recent release of the American classic Bull Durham. So pop that tape in. I got you. Let's go do this. All right, so dinner and a movie. Like I said, it sounds self-explanatory. It goes together like peanut butter and jelly, dinner and a movie. It's what you do. It's what we do as Americans. It's part of a tradition, a date night, whatever it is. It's dinner and a movie. And we, in my house for years now, with my kids, we have made, especially over the summer, we've made like a big deal out of food themed nights with movies. So like we did Ghostbusters and we got Chinese takeout, and we had some Budweisers and some Cokes because they have a scene in the movie, right? What goes better? It's like New York. It's either pizza or the Chinese takeout. Well, they were having the Chinese takeout and Budweiser and stuff in the movie, and that sort of gave us the idea. And we've done family movie night that way. So I thought, why don't I share it with you guys? We take the movie, and my wife Rich is going to help me plan these. We take the movie and we come up with something that's themed along with that movie to eat. And tonight it is Bull Durham, and Criterion recently came out with a new release of Bull Durham on physical media here, a Blu-ray. Now it's a Blu-ray. It is not a 4K, but it is a new restored 4K digital transfer supervised by the director. So that's pretty cool. It has a lot of extra features on here, and I have already watched this, and so I was like, you know what? Let's do Bull Durham. So with Bull Durham, and I have the original Snapper Case DVD here because I love Bull Durham. I thought, I think there's a scene in there where like the coach is eating chicken wings or something like that, and he's having a beer, and then they're eating later at the restaurant. And of course, what's more ballpark American themed than like some peanuts, some French fries, some popcorn, hot dogs, chicken wings. So we went with some Wingstop wings and some hot dogs and fries and beer and Coke and popcorn for later and some peanuts. And of course, when you're hitting Wingstop, you got to get the big ranch dressing for the dipping of your stuff, because I like my wings spicy. And I am going to go with a beer that I had on hand here, a Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale beer. And that's going to wash it down as we talk about Bull Durham and have a snack, have our dinner. Oh, cheers! That's a good pumpkin lager or pumpkin ale there. Now, I like bone-in wings, but Wingstop does have some great wings, boneless or bone-in. Otherwise, and I just want to show you, I get the mango habanero wings, and tonight we did boneless. And of course, my daughter is eating the hot dogs, so no hot dogs. But we did these boneless wings, mango habanero, and you can't beat them. So before we get into talking about the movie, let's start our dinner. That's a lot of meat. Usually I'm a bone-in wing guy, but I can do Wingstop's boneless wings because they have so much meat to them. It's not like overly breaded. It tastes like real like chicken breast pieces pretty much. Really good. And of course the Wingstop ranch. And when you get them hot like I do, you got to have the ranch. So on I have another channel, American Vintage Adventures, where I cover theme parks and stuff like that. I've always done it just for fun, or I've done it for a while for fun. I do a lot of food reviews there, but I don't usually have to talk this much. But Dinner and a Movie is more about the pairing, just the fun, gets us talking about a movie, gets me, drinking some good cocktails, because sometimes we'll do some cocktails that are fashioned right along with it. Well, the Bull Durham Criterion release, I've never been a big Criterion buyer. Bull Durham was one of the first, part of the first big haul, Criterion. I got that haul coming up that I bought. And you can definitely tell that the quality is better than the old DVD. I mean, it just looks so much better. Although I do think I prefer this cover art just because that's the original. But the Criterion release is cool, and you always have that sort of, I don't know, that sort of snootiness that comes along with the highbrow Criterion releases. I don't care what they are. But in the movie, I call it American classic because Kevin Costner, he has made a lot of baseball movies. He's done the Perfect, or For the Love of the Game, of course, Field of Dreams, and Bull Durham. I feel like I'm forgetting one. But he definitely loves baseball, and he's done a lot of baseball movies. Honestly, Field of Dreams is there, and it's a great American classic too, but Bull Durham is my favorite of his. It's more like grown up, realistic, and when it came out, it was like, ooh, you get to see some stuff. I was younger, so it was like, ooh, you get to see some little saucy, some language. And then at the time, I mean, the Durham Bulls, that's in North Carolina. I'm in Georgia. It wasn't that far away. And I think they were affiliated with the Atlanta Braves at the time. So that all kind of tied in. And I really enjoy the movie. He plays Crash Davis, who is basically a career minor leaguer, a catcher. He's a really great catcher, but just not quite good enough. He had his cup of coffee in the major leagues, and just wasn't quite good enough to stay there. But he's super smart, and he's in AAA, but he's bought out. His contract's bought out to go to the Carolina Bus League's A-ball, and basically nurse this kid with a great arm to the major leagues and impart wisdom on him and develop him. And he's played by Tim Robbins. And, of course, Susan Sarandon stars in this movie, too. And her and Tim Robbins ended up together for a really long time. But Tim Robbins is Nuke LaLoosh, and, in his first game, he hits the Bull mascot multiple times. And, he's a cocky, arrogant prick to start with. And when he first meets Kevin Costner, they're about to get in a fight, and Kevin Costner, famously tells him to hit him with a baseball, and he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. And so he, they end up getting into it because he's only a few feet away from Kevin Costner, and he misses him by a mile because he can't control his arm. And that's what Crash Davis is there for. And it's just a lot of fun. Susan Sarandon plays a very interesting character in this movie. She's basically a baseball slut. Every year she picks a guy and sleeps with him all year long. And that's kind of interesting. And she is down to picking between Kevin Costner and Tim Robbins' character, between Crash and Nuke. And great names there, Crash and Nuke. She's down to picking between them, and it's this point in time where I think Kevin Costner gives one of the most famous little monologues, one of the best asides there in film, and it always gets cut down when they show it because he's about to walk out on her because he's like, I don't try out, you're not picking between me and this kid. And he's like, I don't believe in that. And she asks him what he believes in. And he's like, I believe in good scotch, high fiber, the hanging curveball. I believe the novels of Susan Sontag were self-indulgent. I believe Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. I believe in opening your presents Christmas morning or instead of Christmas Eve. And I believe in the cock. I believe in the pussy. And I believe in long, slow, wet kisses that last 3 days. And, at this point, she's turned on and infatuated with him, but, she kind of ends up being stuck with Nuke because Crash isn't going to do it the way she wants to control these young guys. And, throughout the season, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, throughout the season, they become closer friends. He becomes, he's stupid. Like, he's stupid to start with. But there's a lot of great moments in this film. I've coached football for a long time. I use a line in this that Nuke learns the hard way. Don't think. It can only hurt the ball club. I think I've told kids that I've coached in football so many times. Like, don't think. Just do what I tell you to do. Don't think. It can only hurt the ball club. I held it like an egg. Yeah, and he scrambled the son of a bitch. There's so many, great lines. I love the manager in this. He doesn't know how to handle the guys, and he actually goes to Crash, like, what do I do? And Crash is like, scare them. He makes them all go and get in the shower. It's a hilarious scene. Even if they're dressed, they got to go get in the shower. He throws the bats across the floor. They don't know what the hell's going on. And then he starts, you lollygagged the first. You lollygagged the second. You know what that makes you? Lollygaggers. But, I mean, the movie's a lot of fun. I think that it conjures, when you're talking about food, it conjures thoughts of, all American food. Hot dogs, French fries, chicken wings, peanuts, Cracker Jacks, popcorn, Coke, beer, Coca-Cola and beer. That's American. That's sort of what we're going for here. It's pick a movie, spotlight it, and theme some food along with it, and just enjoy. You can't go wrong with this movie. Crash, he breaks the all-time home run record in the minor leagues or whatever, and he hangs it up, and him and Susan Sarandon end up together. And it's a good movie. It's got a lot about baseball. It's like a little slice of Americana, a comedy, and it's just something to enjoy, a light watching, fun. It has a little raunchiness to it. It has some sports to it. It's a slice of America, and it's a fun watch. It's a nice one to pair food to because you can eat and watch it. You don't have to be so intently focused. And it's just a lot of fun. And that's what I want to do with this, is just kind of give you guys some ideas. Maybe you can start doing this at home too. Make movie night watching more of an event, because we all love physical media here on this channel. And I think when you set it up like we did here, like you see this set up like on the table where the food is and the movie is set up to display, that's what we're watching tonight. It makes a whole event out of it. So you go to the table, you get your food, you've got this little setup and background, and so it makes it feel grand in a way that you are not going to get with streaming, right? You're not going to have that kind of experience, that connection, that setup. That's not going to come with streaming. It's old school. We took the time to either make food or go get food and think and process what would go with that film, and then set things up physically and be present in the moment. And you're just not going to get that with streaming. And hopefully this inspires you guys to maybe get out there and do this, make it a weekly dinner and a movie night. And we're going to have fun with this. Maybe my food each week will give you some ideas. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This is just the first session, just a quick little look. We're not going to spend, these things aren't going to be heavy. They're going to be light and fun the way dinner and a movie should be. And, Hey, you guys enjoy this, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. You can even join the channel. You can be a pop culture friends, family, or a pop culture icon. Get all kinds of swag and perks and free shit and fun like that. But you don't got to do that to be around here. You can be a pop culture friend. You just hang out, subscribe, and enjoy it. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And until next time, this is Chase with AV Pop Culture. Saying be kind, rewind like always, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. He scrambled that son of a bitch, too. Bastard hit a bull, won a free steak.